Have you ever met someone who just seems to despise humanity? Not just frustrated with certain people, but a deep, simmering hatred toward almost everyone. It's unsettling, almost magnetic, because you can't help but wonder, what could make a human being hate humans? Today, we are diving into a dark yet fascinating corner of psychology, the minds of people who hate people. We'll explore the root causes, the personality traits, and the underlying experiences that shape this profound misanthropy. From childhood trauma and social rejection to personality disorders and philosophical pessimism, the reasons are diverse, yet they share one common thread: a deep disconnection from the world around them. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just why some people hate others, but also what this hatred reveals about human psychology itself. The term misanthropy comes from the Greek words misos, meaning hatred, and anthropos, meaning human. At its core, misanthropy is a general distrust, dislike, or hatred of humankind. But it's rarely random. It is a response to perception, experience, and personality. People who hate people often view the world through a lens of betrayal, selfishness, or moral decay. They notice flaws that most of us ignore: hypocrisy, greed, cruelty, and dishonesty. For them, humanity is not just flawed, it's inherently corrupt. But here's the first psychological paradox. Hatred often reflects not only anger at the world, but also inner pain. Many misanthropes have experienced profound social rejection, bullying, or neglect. Their hatred is, in some ways, a defense mechanism, a wall to prevent further disappointment and hurt. Interestingly, not all misanthropes are angry. Some are quietly contemptuous. They observe society with cynicism, alienation, and moral judgment. They are not always loud or aggressive. Their hatred can be silent, simmering beneath the surface, expressed in sarcasm, disdain, or deliberate isolation. Misanthropy can also be philosophical. Thinkers like Schopenhauer and Nietzsche criticized human nature relentlessly. While their misanthropy was intellectual rather than emotional, it shaped cultural narratives that resonate with modern individuals who feel alienated. So when we talk about someone who hates people, we're not always talking about a villain or a sociopath. We are often talking about someone profoundly aware of human flaws, sometimes to an unbearable degree. Trauma is one of the most common origins of human hatred. Children are impressionable, and early negative experiences can distort their perception of humanity. Neglect, emotional abuse, bullying, or abandonment can make a child internalize the belief that people are unsafe, cruel, or untrustworthy. A child who is repeatedly betrayed or humiliated may grow into an adult who distrusts everyone, expecting betrayal at every turn. In extreme cases, this can evolve into hatred, not just for specific people but for humans in general. Consider this. A child who is bullied relentlessly in school often learns a dark lesson. People can be cruel without reason. When this pain accumulates over years, it can harden into cynicism and disdain. The world becomes a hostile place, and other people are no longer individuals. They become symbols of hurt and injustice. Attachment theory also plays a role. People with insecure attachment styles, avoidant or anxious, can develop misanthropic tendencies. Avoidant individuals, in particular, might reject social closeness entirely, preferring isolation over the risk of betrayal. Their hatred is, in essence, a shield against vulnerability. Sometimes, trauma manifests as projected hatred. A person may despise traits in others that they subconsciously hate in themselves: weakness, dependence, or fear. This projection turns self-loathing into external hostility, making the world a target for inner pain. In short, Early experiences sculpt the lens through which a person views humanity. For some, that lens becomes dark, unforgiving, and intolerant, setting the stage for lifelong misanthropy. Not every person who experiences trauma becomes a misanthrope, which means personality also plays a significant role. Certain traits correlate strongly with the development of hatred toward others. 1. Narcissism. Some people hate others because they view themselves as superior. They see others as weak, inferior, or corrupt. Their disdain isn't necessarily born from trauma, but from a sense of moral or intellectual superiority. 2. Psychopathy. Individuals with psychopathic traits may lack empathy, making it easier to harbor hatred. They may feel no remorse or guilt, allowing their misanthropy to fester without internal conflict. 3. Introversion and sensory sensitivity. Highly introverted or sensitive individuals often feel overwhelmed by social stimuli. Constant exposure to social chaos, superficiality, or perceived stupidity can generate irritation that evolves into contempt. 4. Cynicism and pessimism. Some misanthropes are simply philosophical pessimists. They analyze human behavior and conclude that selfishness, violence, and cruelty are inevitable. This rationalized hatred feels justified to them. In dark psychology, misanthropy often overlaps with traits like hostile attribution bias, the tendency to interpret others' actions as deliberately harmful. A simple social slight can feel like a personal attack, reinforcing the idea that people are fundamentally malicious. Moreover, hatred can be self-reinforcing. When someone isolates themselves, they are rarely exposed to empathy, kindness, or cooperation, the very experiences that could challenge their negative beliefs. Their world becomes an echo chamber of human flaws, strengthening their contempt. Isolation is both a cause and consequence of hatred. People who hate others often withdraw from social life. They avoid crowds, friendships, and community engagement because they anticipate betrayal, irritation, or disappointment. This withdrawal creates a vicious cycle. The more isolated someone becomes, the fewer opportunities they have to experience positive social interaction. Without counterexamples to their negative beliefs, their hatred is continuously validated. Social media can amplify this effect. Online interactions often expose people to arrogance, cruelty, and dishonesty, a curated worst of humanity that reinforces misanthropy. For someone already inclined to hate people, the digital world can feel like confirmation of everything they've believed. Humans are selfish, shallow, and cruel. Isolation also allows for rumination. Constant reflection on past injustices, betrayals, or human failures can fuel hatred over time. Unlike anger, which tends to fade, this simmering contempt grows steadily, becoming an integral part of identity. Interestingly, some misanthropes choose isolation consciously, embracing a solitary lifestyle. Hermits, certain artists, and philosophical thinkers may reject society not out of trauma but as a deliberate moral or intellectual stance. They cultivate hatred as a protective and empowering tool. There's a concept often overlooked: intelligence and self-awareness can exacerbate misanthropy. People who perceive patterns in human behavior, hypocrisy, dishonesty, greed, may become more contemptuous because they see through the social facade. High intelligence can be a curse in this context. When you notice the world's injustices, manipulations, and cruelty more acutely, it's difficult to remain indifferent. Some highly intelligent individuals develop a bleak worldview, seeing human nature as fundamentally flawed. This cognitive dimension of misanthropy is particularly insidious because it's self-justifying. The more accurately a person believes they understand humanity, the more justified their hatred feels. To them, they are not misanthropes, they are realists. Some philosophers, writers, and social critics fall into this category. Their misanthropy is not driven by emotion alone, but by a meticulous analysis of human behavior and history. They see cycles of violence, exploitation, and moral failure repeating endlessly, confirming their worst fears about humanity. Hatred has consequences both for the individual and for society. People who hate others often experience chronic loneliness. Their distrust and disdain push people away. Emotional numbing. Hatred can dull positive emotions, including joy, love, and empathy. Physical health risks. Chronic anger and resentment are linked to stress-related illnesses, including heart disease. Reinforced negativity. Hatred can warp perception, making minor annoyances feel catastrophic. For society, misanthropes are often invisible but influential. They may disengage from civic life, propagate cynicism, or spread distrust. In extreme cases, hatred can escalate into aggression or cruelty, though most misanthropes internalize their contempt rather than act on it. Yet, it's worth noting a paradox. Hatred can sometimes motivate positive change. A person disgusted by human cruelty might dedicate their life to exposing injustice, protecting the vulnerable, or creating alternatives to flawed systems. In this way, misanthropy can become a catalyst for moral vigilance or reform. Change is possible, but it is neither easy nor guaranteed. Because hatred is often protective, misanthropes resist vulnerability. To break the cycle, they must confront the root causes of their contempt. Therapy and self-reflection. Professional guidance can help misanthropes unpack trauma, recognize cognitive distortions, and develop empathy. Gradual social exposure. Positive experiences with trustworthy people can challenge their beliefs about humanity. Even small, consistent interactions matter. Mindfulness and emotional regulation. Learning to observe thoughts without judgment can reduce rumination and hostility. Philosophical or creative outlets. Channeling misanthropy into art, writing, or critical thought allows expression without destructive consequences. Ultimately, transformation requires a willingness to be vulnerable, to risk disappointment, betrayal, or irritation. For many, hatred feels safer than trust. But human connection, even in limited forms, has the power to dissolve long-held contempt. People who hate people are not monsters. They are mirrors, reflecting the darker sides of human nature. Their minds reveal what we often ignore: the pain, betrayal, selfishness, and moral failings embedded in society. Understanding misanthropy is not about excusing hatred. It's about understanding its origins, mechanisms, and consequences. Childhood trauma, personality traits, social isolation, and intelligence can all converge to create a profound contempt for humanity. But there's a lesson here. Hatred, no matter how deep, is often a symptom of disconnection. By studying the psychology of those who hate people, we gain insight into our own vulnerabilities, our prejudices, and our need for connection. In the end, whether hatred hardens or softens depends not on the world, but on the choices we make: to isolate, to observe, or to reach out. Humanity is messy, imperfect, even cruel at times. But even in darkness, connection remains possible.